In this tutorial in CyberLink PowerDirector, we're going to take a look at how to adjust your magic motion tracking when the results are not initially what you desire. We have here on the screen 3 cyclists, and in the course of this short clip, we're going to track the one in the middle. We start with them very, very small in the back, and then they come on for a close-up. In order to track the middle person, which will be our objective this time, we're going to click on the Tools menu, and from the drop-down, choose Motion Tracker. With that selected, we have a track set. I'm going to delete the one that I did before, so we can show you how to do this again. In order to delete a tracker, you simply click on the tracking track and click on Remove Tracker, and we'll start from fresh again. So we'll click on Add a Tracker. It starts with a box in the center, and we want to make it as small as possible. The smaller, the more accurate. And now I want to track on something that's contrasting. So way back here, I'm going to track his shirt. I want to track his helmet, but the helmet blends in too well. So what I do is move this back, and we'll track it for a little bit on his shirt. So I go ahead and do that, and let's click on Track and see if it works. We'll click here, and it does separate him out very nicely. And then we come in for the close-up, and everything seems to work. But the problem I have with my track is that I actually want to put a label not on his shirt but on his head. So as he gets a little closer here, I'm going to attempt to move the tracker up and now not track his shirt but track his black helmet. I'll hit track for a season and see what happens. No, it starts to drift right about there. So we'll move back, okay, right about here, and we'll readjust the tracker again. Hit track again. Okay, that looks pretty good. Keep it going. And now I have a track on his helmet. The reason I want to do that is I would like to put a label on that as well. So now I can do Add an Image. I'm going to import a media clip. I'll clip import from my media room, this down arrow that we've used in another lesson. It's right on top of his head here. I want it a little farther away. We'll move it up just a tad, and then we'll enlarge it because I want it to be big so you can see it more clearly. This is so we'll try to position it pretty much dead center above the tracker and click on OK. Now when we go to play the movie, let's see how well it does. Okay, it's a little farther away at the back. I don't really mind that. But then as he gets closer, it ties with him, and it's tracking his helmet, but not his shirt at the end. Otherwise, the arrow in the other example was all the way into his shirt. But one thing I want to do here is I want to take it off the screen when he leaves the screen. So we'll go a couple more frames here, right about there, and then all I need to do is I have the arrow here. I can click down on my track, do Control key T to cut the track, and then I'll simply delete the segment that's here, because once he's off the screen I don't need the arrow hanging around anymore. So now it just disappears when he disappears. So that's a really nice way to adjust the tracking, if you want, using the Magic Motion Tracker in CyberLink PowerDirector.